Hey y'all, it's Krypton Critics, and we're here to review Toy Story 4. It's Eric, as you already know, and this is my girlfriend, Messina.
Hi.
So, this was directed by Josh Cooley. It stars Tom Hanks, Annie Potts, Tim Allen, Tony Hale, Key and Peele, Christina Hendricks, Keanu Reeves, who you were excited to hear is in the movie.
Yeah.
Uh, so, the main character that they add in this movie is Forky, who is a spork,
Which is
like
awesome.
like little craft pieces on him, and Bonnie, who is their new kid that owns all the main characters from the previous movies, writes her name on it. For the first time ever being in a kindergarten, and now it has sentience.
So basically, what you're telling me is that you putting a name on like a toy or something makes it come to life.
In the context of this universe, yes.
Okay.
Apparently, if you are named, and
You are owned.
and I guess a child loves you,
You are now real.
or loved you at some point, you can now walk and talk when other people leave, because you don't want to blow the cover. I don't know how long this cover has been going. Like, assumingly thousands of years, ever since children start making, and parents start making toys for their kids, right?
Dude.
Like that's a long time. That's a long time to be hidden in the shadows. Like, screw being Ninja Turtle. This is the real MVP of hiding in the shadows.
I know, right? I totally feel this.
So, like, before we meet with Forky, we have 9 years later, and we have Woody saying goodbye to Bo Peep. And if you're wondering why she wasn't in the third movie, well, they
Or the
have.
second. She wasn't there for like the full half part of the second.
She was in the second one.
She was?
Yes.
Dang, proves how basic my Toy Story info is.
But she was in the first two. If you're wondering why she was in the third, well, they have a very logical reason. Like, they have a little bit of a flashback, and they have Woody saying goodbye, Bo Peep, and the three sheep. Is it Billy, Goat, and what's the other one? Gash, Gam.
Billy, Goat, and I have no idea.
Yeah, we're fucking up like Woody was. He couldn't remember the names of the different sheep heads because they're all like one sheep with three heads.
They had 6 legs. They were just put together.
Yeah. They're Siamese
You
triplets.
see, she only appears in the beginning and the end of Toy Story 2.
Yeah, but she's in it.
Like,
But
2
she's
scenes.
but she's entirely in no scenes in the third one. But in this whole time, she's been spending time on this Carnival Lands area, and briefly was in an antique shop before she decided, I'm done trying to wait for the right kid to like pick me up, and like I'll be off on adventures with that little one. She's like, I'm just gonna be myself. I want to go out and find things, and she's been holding her skills. She's been she's been cleaner with that.
Her animation changed a lot from the first and second ones to the fourth one.
Well, I mean, there's quite some time.
But her character design changed a lot. She has a lot more edgier looking looks now.
Edgier looking, more looks.
But you get what I'm saying? Like in the first 2, she was like had a softer face.
Mm-hmm.
She wasn't really the main character, but now in the fourth one, she's like new. Like, she looks like she just went to like plastic surgery and got this done.
Well, I mean, it goes to be just a testament to the animation, which is I think it's mind blowing in this movie. Well, yeah, like they did that on Windows 95, graphics back in the day.
I mean, now look at her. From that to that.
Yeah. She has a lot more definition as far as the way she's animated. Yeah. She got a glow up.
She did. She did get a glow up.
She whoops ass with that little sheep herder cane.
I call it the hook, but okay.
The hook. and she rides around in like a little like 10 speed like skunk and hangs
Dude,
out.
that shit was awesome.
And hangs out with this like little
Polly Pocket. It was a Polly Pocket.
Polly Pocket.
Yeah.
And she hangs out with this little toy who's supposed to be a police officer.
It was a Polly
named
Pocket.
No, her name is Giggle.
Right, but I'm telling you that it was a
Oh,
Polly Pocket.
that's
the
the
toy
brand. Oh, okay.
is a Polly Pocket. You don't know nothing about Polly Pockets, man. Those are the things.
Should I?
You should. Polly Pockets are fun.
See, if I learn about Polly Pockets, we learn about Star Wars.
No.
But one thing I really appreciate is like I've always liked Woody, but I really like him in this movie. I really like how he learns a lesson of like, maybe he doesn't have to be consider his own worth just because he's gonna be with a kid.
I was about to say that he no longer has to be said that he's owned by somebody now. He can be ahead and be a free toy.
Yes, he can be free from the shackles of children.
Oh, Lord help us.
The oppressors. For long enough. But and I also like in turning giving sympathy to what we thought was like, oh, that's just gonna be like the antagonist is like, I'm gonna screw him over, that was Gabby.
Gabby, she was something. I'll tell you what, she was something.
And she, like, I mean, I already saw that Woody was going to lose his voice box. Like, I kind of figured that was going to happen. And I was like watching the movie. I'm like, just make a trade. You give me Forky, I'll give you the voice box.
But they ended up doing that anyway.
Yeah. I was just like, okay, you did it. I wasn't like disappointed or anything. I'm just like, do it already, please.
Well, they had to build up to that.
I'm like, the parents are gonna leave in this RV at any minute now.
But that's how it was supposed to be.
Uh-huh.
Oh Lord, the RV, this RV situation.
Mm-hmm.
Where they're trying to control the RV.
Getting stopped by police officers, and I saw this police officer with his mustache. I'm like, he's not gonna be playing.
Nah, fam. He's like, can you get out the car now?
I'm just like. I'm like, what are you gonna tell like the police officer? Like, oh, there was a ghost. Like, no,
there
man.
was a ghost. Nah, fam. But the real 3 OG characters.
Like all of a sudden, my GPS starts sounding like that little girl from Bob's Burgers. And I don't know what was going
That's
on.
not Bob's Burgers.
Huh?
That's She also played in Gravity Falls.
The dinosaur?
Right. She also played in Gravity Falls. She was Mabel.
Wait. You say that's not the girl?
Fine, whatever. She was.
Wait. It's sadly because you're like, wait, this one's better. Therefore, that supersedes, and she's no longer from Bob's Burgers.
What is her name?
I don't remember, but she's a pretty funny actress and comedian. But
Kristen Shaw.
Now, I absolutely love Forky. I wasn't sure how I was gonna feel about him. Just like watching the trailer, I'm like, are they gonna try to like force down him being like too silly for me? But I'm just like his like frequently unawareness about like situations.
Oh yeah, Kristen Shaw. I was right.
Makes it very relatable to like everyone's like had to deal with a kid like Forky.
She played in Toy Story 3 as well, Kristen Shaw.
Did you hear what I said? I know she's in that movie.
I didn't.
Did you hear what I said? What did I say?
I said no.
I said, it's very...
oh, you're talking about Forky.
Yes.
And his character development.
Yes. Maybe you take this away. So you can...
I'm helping you.
I'm helping me? All we gotta do is say things that we like and things that we may not like.
Alright, then fine. Let's talk about the 3 interesting characters. Betty White, Carol Burnett, and Carl Rainier. Boy, those 3 characters were in that movie. And you didn't even know it until I pointed it out.
But,
do you even know who Carol Burnett is?
Actress?
Yeah, she is an actress. She played in the Carol Burnett show. And she was great. You know who Betty White is?
Yeah.
She'll outlive
Golden
us all.
Girls.
She'll outlive us all. But she...
No, she won't.
Carol Burnett played Carol. Carl Rainier played Rainier.
I mean, I'd rather not say anything. I don't want to like say have people accuse me of like jinxing her mortality, but I'm just gonna keep moving.
Knock on some wood now, for real.
Now I really did like Forky. And what I was saying is that everyone has met a kid like Forky.
Slow but funny.
Yeah, and energetic just for one thing. Like he was
Trash.
obsessed with that trash.
Trash.
And he's like, we're both trash. Don't you understand? And
I felt that for real.
and I was just thinking about like people on the internet, just like I'm trash. My taste in television is trash. My wife was trash. We're all trash.
I'm listening to you. Stop.
So what do you think about Bunny and Ducky?
Dude, they're great.
Mm-hmm.
Those are my characters, man. So they had that gangster vibes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like
They're like,
they really wanted to attack people.
I know,
They were
right?
obsessed
They're like,
with that.
You really got laser eyes? Heck yeah, we do.
Like they legitimately like put 8 whole minutes of just that joke of them attacking people. Like they will wait for this old woman to be asleep, be at home.
I feel
after
like that they
eating
were
casserole.
trying to kill this woman for real.
Uh-huh. Hey,
Stop.
did we stop drawing in this book? What else you gotta say about the movie? What do you guys say about Buzz Lightyear and his inner voice?
Dude, his inner voice was just him clicking his buttons.
Uh-huh.
He was pushing his own button. Ah.
Yeah. But you don't think that's interesting that he takes things way too seriously? Like
He does.
I think one of my favorite lines in this movie is when Woody says, you know, the voice in my head won't allow me to leave or fall asleep. I think that was very potent for his character.
Tom Hanks or Tim Allen?
Tom Hanks is played by
I know.
plays Woody. Tim Allen plays Buzz.
Tim Allen needs to stop making movies right now. After this, he's done.
What?
Yes, Tim Allen just needs to like retire now.
Wait, why?
Because I think he's done. After this, he's done.
So if they're like, hey, we're greenlighting Toy Story 5.
They shouldn't have to, but you know they probably are too. But it's not even gonna. They're more than likely not even gonna have Tim Allen, and if they make it
Why?
a number 5,
Why?
because it's gonna be mostly about Bo Peep. It's gonna be Bo
Well,
Peep.
you-
It's gonna be Woody, and it's more than likely gonna be the characters that followed them out.
You don't
Due
think,
to the fact that now they're on the road and it showed them in Florida, so they're probably gonna make another one about them going across the world.
but you know,
World tour.
but you don't think we could, have them meet up for whatever ridiculous reason?
Maybe
I
at
mean-
the end.
I mean, they came up with a reason for they're like, we're getting rid of Bo Peep. No, she's back 9 years
Exactly.
later.
Now they're gonna like get rid of the rest of those characters. At, like,
I don't think they're gonna get rid of them.
Well, I feel like they're just gonna like continue on with like a plot if they ever do a number 5. They're just gonna continue on the plot, and like the end, they're gonna be like, Woody, Buzz Lightyear, and they're just gonna hug, and boom, there's a season 6.
Season 6.
Oh my god, a movie number 6.
Well, I mean, like, it's entirely possible that they could have some kind of event that brings them to one place together. Like, they're in their separate places, but for some reason they have to converge.
What about Forky's love interest?
Forky's love interest.
Forky's love interest.
Do we know the love interest's name?
Knifey.
Knifey. Stabby.
Stabby. There we go, Stabby. Instead of
Uh-huh.
Gabby, and Stabbies.
So, I was thinking about this. I'm like,
You got scared in the movie too. You got scared. The dummies.
I mean, I was like, oh shit, because
Yeah.
they were fucking freaky.
The Saw character. Literally,
Saw characters.
Every time I saw them, I was like, oh, they're Saw. Ah, get it, Saw. I'm funny. Shut up.
But yeah, those dolls that protect and do the bidding of Gabby Gabby were very freaky. Especially like they always had like a limp leg, and they're just like walking around like this, and I was just like, oh my
They're
god.
just like they're rag dolls, basically.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's better than what was her name? Bonnie was playing in like the beginning of 3. Do you remember that? She was playing with that monkey, the slapping symbol monkey. I mean, I'm glad she's playing with Woody and Buzz.
She wasn't playing with them.
Yeah, she was.
Bonnie wasn't playing in that movie. The monkey was in that movie.
The 3rd movie.
But-
That was her because in Sunnyside Daycare, her mom owns Sunnyside Daycare. Bonnie's mom does.
But Bonnie wasn't playing with that monkey.
Yes, she was.
we'll check later. Okay. Let's keep talking
Oh
about.
my lord! Give me my phone.
Okay, we don't need to keep bringing up trivia. Let's just talk about how we felt about the movie. And
It was a really good movie, and I get it. An A+.
Yeah, A+.
Yes.
You know, it's always nice to, you know, hear, you know, I Got a Friend in Me by Randy Newman every movie. I don't have a problem with that. I'm not trying to be facetious. And, like, I think, well, you know, ultimately my favorite line in this movie is when Gabby, no, laptop. I think my favorite line in this movie is when Gabby says, you know, you can take the voice box. And she just feels worthless.
Only because the granddaughter didn't even, like, pay attention to her. But she ended up finding a child anyway.
Did pay attention and just, like, and rejects
her completely.
Yeah. That hurts worse than just, like, oh, you know, you saw a toy and you saw something else and you didn't pick her up or even pull the string.
I mean, because, like, she was trying to be...
Yeah, she wanted to be desirable, and she figured out, like, you know, sometimes it's not gonna work with the, you know, the first one that you try to appeal to. Sometimes it doesn't work out that way.
True. I can feel
you can relate.
I'm relatable to Gabby.
You also said that you could relate to Forky.
I also can relate to Forky because I'm also trash too.
You're not trash. But you know, there's a lot of really good emotional moments.
You laugh a lot, you cry a lot, you put them together, you got a great movie.
This one didn't get a tear to run down my face.
Nah, maybe water though.
I think the third one may have. If I remember.
What happened to the third one that made you cry?
You should see it then.
I know I've seen the third one.
The face that you didn't.
I've only seen the first one and the third one. I haven't never seen. No, the first one, and third one.
You remember where they almost died?
In the fire pit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That didn't get you at all?
Nah.
You're just like, oh, whatever.
Oh, yeah, they're gonna die anyways.
Wait.
One day.
Wait. Why would they have to die one day?
I mean, but that's what I'm saying. Like, one of these days, like,
I mean,
they're just
they outlive humans.
One of these days, they're just gonna be like left there, and what if the name?
I mean, they don't have to eat. They don't have to drink water.
But what if the name gets erased? What do you think will happen? They'll just turn into the toy, regular old toys?
No. Woody has had his name replaced.
Like
in the second one,
right?
And he was fine.
But
and
still,
he now has his name replaced because he's not Andy now has a Bonnie. Well, apparently you don't. I think this is a case where you have to have that to make it, and you're just off at that point.
Because it's like
it's like the initial push to let a cart go, and this cart can go on.
So if you're
forever.
trash and somebody says I love you, you're now a loved piece of trash. Philosophy.
Well,
Taoism, my
friend. What? You know what Taoism is?
Yes, it's a religion. I know.
Anyway, but I think this is one of the most beautiful animated films I've seen, just on a technical level. Like, the rain, like, a lot of people don't realize how difficult it is to animate, like, water. Because you gotta think about, you know, not only is it translucent, you gotta think about how it reflects everything around it, and, like, how it bounces off of different objects in a certain way.
I got a question.
Yes.
Is water wet?
Yes, it is.
Here you guys have it here. Water is officially wet.
But, you know, I was just looking at, like, in the antique store, like, they had tarnished metal, they had cobwebs.
Cobwebs in the dust.
They had dust everywhere. I was just, like, the characters are talking, I'm just like, oh, okay, that's good detail. That's a good detail. That's a good detail.
Literally, I thought when Bo Peep and Woody were in the like the little cracks and crevices between the furniture and the wall, I literally thought that might be an alleyway or something of that nature.
Yeah,
it looks like
I almost scratched myself because I'm like, I need to sweep that. That's how visceral they made it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have the vibrancy as always, but they're just like, we need to blow away people with detail. Like, I was like, one thing I was astonished at just looking at is when object moves past like a porcelain cup and you can see like the light reflection on it. I was just staring so much at that.
Well, I'm glad you loved watching the special effects and every animation detail, but I was paying more attention to
I pay
character
attention.
design.
I pay attention to character design. I mean, most of the character designs I've seen, since I've been very little, most of the characters I'm pretty familiar with.
But still, though, that character design for even the
I was
newer...
going to say that character design, though.
that character design, though, for real. Even then to the old characters and to the new characters, I mean...
Yeah.
We got to see more of whatever that doll's name was. In Bonnie's room.
Repeat that?
The doll.
Doll.
The doll, like the head doll, the one who's in charge of like Bonnie's room. You know how back when Woody was in charge of Andy's room, and in the beginning of the movie, Woody was like trying to like still think he was in charge, but in reality, he's no longer in charge of that. He's no longer in charge of a room. Period. The doll, the little purple-haired doll, is in charge now, and he had to accept the fact that he was no longer the big guy anymore. In fact, he's no longer being played with anymore. So something.
Yeah. He gets dust bunnies on him.
I know.
And they make fun of him.
and that was Betty White, and that was Carol Burnett.
I watched him with the dust bunny on, and they're like saying, "Oh, you should name it." I'm like, that's fucked up. I'm like, watch this.
Tumbleweed. That is like the best name for a cowboy with a dust bunny. Tumbleweed.
Yeah, I didn't make that connection. That makes a lot of sense. Well, I keep forgetting he's a cowboy until like he like drops his hat, like something significant happens with his hat, or he gets his string pulled because he has that
Why do you forget he's a cowboy?
Because I don't usually consciously think about it. I'm just thinking about he's that character Woody and he's interacting with other characters.
Obviously. He's a cowboy.
But I'm not.
Glad you couldn't realize that because during the entire movie,
I realized that
he was using his string to collect Forky, whatever his name was.
No, I know he is, but I'm not thinking about every second. Because if I think about it every second, I'm just gonna be distracted thinking about cowboys, and I think of watching the movie. I'm gonna start thinking about old westerns all the time.
Hey, there was a commercial in the beginning for a western.
It was not a commercial for a western.
I know.
It just had.
I'm joking.
What's wrong, babe?
Nothing.
I'm tired of all these lies. You gonna lie to the people as well? Well, I give this movie an A. You give it an A+.
I give it that extra pizzazz of plus.
I definitely had to rewatch this movie to see if I like it more than Toy Story 3. Toy Story 3 was my watermark.
I guess I'll be waiting for it to come out on DVD then. I'm going to the movie theaters to go see it again.
Okay. Anyway.
Oh, Lord help us all.
Come here. So, tell us what you think, and tell us if you view and awkwardness from certain little mess over here. As far as the crypto critics, we love you. Bye.